Make Way for Ducklings by Robert McCloskey. Come join Mr. and Mrs. Mallard and their ducklings, Jack, Cack, Lack, Mack, Knack, Whack, Pack, and Quack, as they search for a home in Boston. Boston, Mass. Boston is the capital city of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Mr. and Mrs. Mallard's route. Follow the path of Mr. and Mrs. Mallard as they find a safe place for their family. The first stop, the public garden. The pond in the public garden with a little island on it. Their next stop, Beacon Hill. Mr. and Mrs. Mallard flew over Beacon Hill. Third stop was the State House. Mr. and Mrs. Mallard flew over the State House. The fourth stop, Louisburg Square. They looked in Louisburg Square, but there was no place for their family. So on to the fifth stop, Charles River. Then they flew over the Charles River. They found a quiet spot to raise their ducklings. There was an island in the middle of the river. The seventh stop was the park on the riverbank. They met Mike, the policeman, at the park on the riverbank. Eighth stop, the first trip on the highway. They started on their trip of the highway to meet Mr. Mallard. Number 9, Michael helped them cross the road. Michael the policeman helped the duck family cross the road. The 10th stop, Mount Vernon Street. The ducks started to go down Mount Vernon Street. Their 11th stop was the corner of Charles and Mount Vernon. The ducks reached the corner where the bookstore is located. Corner of Charles and Beacon Street. When the ducks got to the Beacon Street, the policemen were waiting. Their 13th stop, the entrance to the public garden. They finally arrived at the public garden to meet Mr. Mallard. And their very last stop, the pond in the public garden. They reached the pond in the public garden where Mr. Mallard was waiting for them.